Does it therefore sound a warning to you as an African, a person looking at the documentary of those episodes which are being concocted, episodes that are being brought one by one? You can bring episodes every minute. You never know which episode has. By the time you finish episode 4, you have forgotten what episode 1 talked about. But these episodes come about because the gold was not sold to Qatar. There are points that you should make about the gold. Who is the complainant here? Is it the government of Zimbabwe? Is it the government of Qatar? Is it the Americans who are complaining? Is it a company in Britain which is complaining? And if it is complaining, do they have licenses? What does the documentary want us to achieve? What does it want us to do? Do you want us to arrest those people? Do you want to call for international warrants? Do you want to call for... You haven't called us. You haven't told anybody. In these documentaries, episodes of yours, these fake episodes that have been collected from meat and pork joints in Zimbabwe, in Harare, and across places where the people were found and talked to them. It is also good journalism that you allow the people and the person you are talking to, tell him, I'm a journalist. But if you come under camouflage, then that is not the type of honesty that journalism that I've studied, that I teach, of which my students cannot be part and parcel of fake news paraded around as news, killing the profession of journalism. It is therefore very important and crucial. 3 things come out, whichever episodes you bring. Who is the complainant? Is there any report in Zimbabwe that gold was smuggled or it got lost? Was it stolen? Who stole it? Who took it? Any report to the police? What responsible journalism demands is that if you see something that can help a nation, you tell the authorities that this is what I'm investigating. We have watched all programs of BBC, Panorama and BBC, all the investigative journalists, Africa on the Eye. We have seen they go and even confront the authorities and ask them the questions. They don't ask one side and go away and publish documents that cannot stand the test of law, any international law, anywhere across the globe. It is also sad that when Qatar conducted, or when Qatar hosted the World Cup, over 2,500 people died. They perished during the construction. I would like to challenge Al Jazeera to go and get a documentary, to give us this documentary to the world, because we are eagerly waiting to know how these people died, if there is any compensation to the people who died during the construction of the stadium in Qatar. It is therefore very important, very prudish, very sardonic that a country, an organization, a television station of international repute relies on rumors, relies on hearsays from meat and pork joints to dismember, to besmirch a country without telling us what solutions, to go on a fishing expedition that ends up in the Indian Ocean or Atlantic Ocean. We don't know where Qatar will take these episodes. What do you want us to do with the episodes? I would like to turn to the point of who sponsors this type of episodes against Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe is undergoing election time. Elections will be there between July and August. Some malcontents of opposition have teamed up with external funders, external saboteurs, who have all the time wanted to dismember this state from 1998 when it did its land policy, changed its land policy, got one man, one farm. They have always tried to dismember this state, to make it a pariah state. But the people of Zimbabwe have been resilient, they have been organized, they have resisted the tendencies of becoming a colony again. But through proxy agencies like Qatar and Al Jazeera, slowly the opposition in Zimbabwe seem to be trying to blackmail the government, to try to create a state of despondency in the systems of Zimbabwean security agencies, in the army, in the police, in intelligence, that there is a class that benefits out of the gold and the diamonds, which are the properties of the people of Zimbabwe. It is very important that we know that the diamond, the gold, and any other thing are properties of the people of Zimbabwe. This gold, this diamond is for the people of Zimbabwe. It is not for America. It is not for Britain. It's not for Qatar. It is not for France. It belongs to the people of Zimbabwe. They have a right to determine what they do with their gold. Whether they throw it in the ocean, where they throw it, wherever it is up to them. I don't see anybody having a right to decide what Zimbabwe should do with their minerals. Another disturbing point as I come to the end is the question of you have sanctioned, you have banned Zimbabwe from selling their diamonds. You have put sanctions on them. You have put sanctions on their mining companies. And you now follow to see how they survive. They have a right to survive. Therefore, I conclude by saying, I will move in international courts to seek a redress, to seek injunction, to make sure that this episode, 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever 1 million episodes there, they will remain, to seek injunction to stop them, because they remain a fishing expedition against the people of Zimbabwe. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Dr. David Masanga, Dr. David Mazi Nyekorach Masanga, son of soil, a Pan-African, on behalf of Pan-African Forum, UK Limited. I therefore submit and rest my case that east or west, the people of Zimbabwe, the documents, the documentary does not give us any solution. It only widens. It's hearsay, gossip, innuendos. If there is anything concrete they have said, there is nothing that they have said. Therefore, treat it as gutter journalism collected from meat and pork joints in Harare. Thank you. God bless you. God bless Africa. Thank you.